Hi, my name is Sarah Starr, and I am the host of the TV program called Happy Yoga with Sarah Starr. And today we're on the beaches of Lake Michigan in Algoma, Wisconsin. So join us and have fun. Remember to breathe. And if you want to know more about Sarah Starr and Happy Yoga TV, you can go to happyyoga.tv. Thanks. Namaste. So go ahead and begin on your backs, and we'll go ahead and begin with our breath. Following the nice, easy, slow, deep breath, closing your mouth and breathing in and out through your nose. Relax your jaw and go ahead and just bring your hands to your belly. So starting with the breath, our three-part breath, starting at the bottom. As you inhale, feel the navel move away from the spine, feel that expansion, slowing it down. And as you exhale, feel the navel move back towards the spine. Keep slowing it down, nice and deep, easy breath. So there's our first part. Now bring your right hand to your right rib cage and feel the breath starting to move into that area. So as you inhale, feel it from the belly into the ribs. Adding the second part. Nice and even in the breath. Exhaling, belly, then ribs. Good. So now we have the second part. We're going to add the third part. Bring your left hand over your heart and start to take that breath all the way up. Belly, ribs, chest. 3 parts, equal breath. Exhale, belly, then ribs, then chest. Keep following the breath. And as you follow the breath, see if you can just let your mind empty and take all your focus and attention to the breath. Inhaling, belly, ribs, chest. Exhaling, belly, then ribs and chest. Keep following this breath, this easy breath throughout the practice. So if you find yourself holding your breath or your breath getting choppy or ragged, you might have gone just a little too far. So listen to your breath. It'll be your teacher. It'll help guide you back to what's appropriate for your body. So keep breathing and noticing. So just simply watching the breath throughout the practice and just stay focused on the breath, and we'll just start to wrap movement around the breath. So the first thing we're going to do with our breath here is bring your hands alongside your belly, or alongside on your mat. So press your palms down, straight arms, and then take your feet straight up to the sky. Try to keep them over your hips for now. Straighten your legs, point your toes. Good, and then from here, see if you can just lift your hips a tiny inch, just so you can hardly see you move, and then lower. And again, lift, tiny movement, and lower, and lift, and lower. Keep following the breath. Tiny lift, hold it, lower, tiny lift, hold it, lower. Start to feel that lower abdominal area getting engaged here. Breathing, lift, and lower. So we're just going to warm up under this beautiful sun. Warming up, lift, and lower. Keep the breath flowing. Good. Now pause. Bring your hands behind your head. And we're going to interlace the fingers, elbows wide. Go ahead and lift your shoulders off the mat. And we're going to, again, just go a little deeper now. If you need to, bend your knees to modify this. All right, you drop the left leg down, either halfway or all the way, and then twist to the right, leading with your left shoulder. Hold, and then come back to the top, tiny lift. Good, lower, and then switch to the other leg. So we're gonna go the opposite direction. Lead with your right shoulder. Good, hold. See if you can work on straightening the legs. Keep the left leg over the left hip. Good, and then come up, tiny lift, and switch again. Left leg halfway or all the way down. Twist. Good, keep breathing. Come back to the top, tiny lift. Good, release, switch, other way. Right leg halfway down or all the way down. Left leg up. Good. Pause here. Now keep the legs at the top. Reach your arms up so you form a little U. Good. Now lift your shoulders off the mat. Good. And then try to reach for your toes, but don't bring your legs towards you. Just keep reaching for your feet. Keep reaching for the feet. Lift as high as you can without moving the legs. Good, and release. Bring your knees into your chest. Take a nice deep breath in and a deep breath out. Good. Now set your feet down on the mat. Take your right ankle over your left knee. And then we'll reach the right hand between the legs and clasp behind the left. So in that figure 4 position, bringing that left leg towards you, flex your feet. Keep following the breath here. Flex your feet, draw the left leg to you. Relax your jaw, relax your shoulders. Good, and then switch, try the other side. We're just letting the hips know that we're going to use them a little bit today. So we're just waking up. So picking up the right foot as you clasp behind the right leg. Left knee opens up, flex your feet. And you can draw it in, but just be easy about it. We're just letting, again, we're just warming up. So relax your shoulders. Let your head rest back on the mat. Good, and then release once more. We'll set the feet down and go ahead and roll off to your right. And we're gonna come all the way up onto all fours. So starting out on all fours, bring your hands right under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Good. Take your right leg straight back behind you and press out through the right heel. Now find your balance, and if it's appropriate for you and you want to challenge yourself, reach your left arm overhead, get nice and long. And yeah, just see how it's going today on that balance. Turn your left thumb up and point your right knee down. That's it, keep breathing. If you want more of a challenge, bend your right knee, reach back with your left hand and clasp the foot. If you're already good where you're at, then stay there. Just remember, listen to your body, honor your body, treat it with compassion, following that deep 3-part breath. Don't forget your breath. Good, now release, and we'll try the other side. So just waking up the spine, extend the left leg straight back, reach your right arm overhead, turning the thumb up on the right hand, and the left knee down on the left leg. Focus on the breath. Draw the lower ribs in, so we're engaging the core, so you feel this start to wrap all the way around, not only the front of the body, but the back of the body. And then if you want to, again, for more of a challenge, we'll just keep offering those layers. Reach back and clasp the left foot with the right hand. And just keep breathing. Focus. Find a spot on the ground to help you focus. And you can smile. It's okay. Keep smiling. It makes all of it seem a little easier. And then gently release, come back. And from here, let's go ahead and just go right up into down dog. So turning your toes under in the back, lift up and back. And then finding a nice easy stance. Spread your fingers wide. In fact, take your feet as wide as your mat. Let's go wide, down dog. And your hands as wide as your mat. Line up the heels and the outer edges of your feet with the side of the mat. And then see about spinning the inner thighs back just slightly and bringing the head a little closer towards the ground. Relax the neck. Feel the arms squeezing strong. Good, and then come back. Let's take it a little closer now. Bringing the hands about shoulder width apart. And then your feet about hip width apart. Go ahead and just bend your elbows. Bringing your head in just a little deeper. Now, feel the back working a little bit here. Feel the shoulder blades on your back. So squeeze the shoulder blades on your back, pushing back. Good, now straighten your arms. Keep that strength in the upper back. Good. And then walk your feet back about 2 inches. Good, now bend your knees about halfway. Good. Imagine your inner thighs spiral back. Yes. And now work on straightening the legs, keeping that inner spiral, keeping that upper body strong. Keep breathing here, inhaling and exhaling. Try to keep bringing your chest back towards your thighs. There you go. Spread the fingers wide. Good. Now come forward with our plank position. So you can modify. In fact, let's everybody modify it first. Let's start with a modification. Drop to your knees, cross your ankles. Now try not to let your belly sag or your high knee be high. All right, so come right in the middle. Pull the frontal hip bones forward. Keep your elbows in, and then just give yourself one little push up, down and up. All right, so elbows bend, so your shoulders and elbows line up. So one more, down and up. Good. And now uncross, or you can stay in that push-up variation or come back into plank. Good. And hold it here. Come in chaturanga. Halfway down. Good. Pause, then push back up. You can be on your knees, remember. That's it. Keep breathing. And then go right to down dog. Up and back. So we're going to wake up the hips here. We're going to take the right ankle, bring it over your left knee, just like we started in that figure 4. There you go. And try to open up your right knee away from you. That's it. Now feel the hands press as flat as they can be. Press the hands nice and flat. Open that right knee up. Feel that in the hips, waking up. Good. Now come forward, plank position. Good. Hold it. And then go back to down dog, up and back. Let's try the other side. Left ankle over the right knee. Roll the left knee open. There you go. Hold it. Keep pushing back into the hips. So lengthen your spine. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Feel the strength in your arms. Good. Come forward. Plank position. Hold it. Do your best. Just keep breathing. Inhaling and exhaling. Pull the frontal hip bones forward. And then back to down dog. Release. Good. And then one more. Plank position. This seems a little easier now without the legs. Lower down. Chaturanga, either on or off your knees. Good. Find the ground. Just go ahead and rest. All right. Point your toes back. And then you can just go ahead and bring your forehead to the mat. I don't know, unless you're on the sand, you might have to back up. All right. And then just go ahead and reach your hands back behind you. Interlace your fingers. Good. Now bend your elbows. And then just try to draw the shoulder blades down your back. Good. And then you go ahead and straighten the arms, lift your chest, keeping the neck long. Try not to lift the chin up. Just lifting the chest, and then lift the legs and breathe here. Massaging the internal organs. Try to keep your chin in a little bit. Back of the neck is nice and long. Stretch and breathe. And release. Take your hands alongside your chest this time for just a little baby cobra. So keeping the elbows in. Inhale, lift your heart. Good. Exhale down. Keep those elbows in. Shoulder heads open and back. Good. One more time. Inhale up. Baby cobra. That's it. Good. Exhale down. And then go up and back. All the way up. Down dog. From down dog, go ahead and look up at your hand. Step your right foot up for crescent lunge. Your back heel is going to float. So it's just a nice wide lunge. Walk the hands up to the front knee. And breathe here. So we're really going to need to focus on our balance. Even we're kind of on a wobbly surface too. So go ahead and reach your arms up. Find a focal point on the ground in front of you. Let your back heel float. That's it. You got it. Keep your front knee over your front heel. Good. Now inhale, straighten the front leg. And then exhale, bend the front knee. Good. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Good. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. One more. Inhale up. And then exhale, pause, hold. So hold it here. Keep breathing. Keep the breath flowing. Press out through the back leg. Good. From here, reach your hands around and just sweep them behind you. Come forward, working the core. Pause out over the leg, but don't let your belly rest on the leg. If you can help it. Just keep breathing. Pausing here. Keep the breath flowing. Good. Now bring your left hand to the ground. Reach your right arm up and overhead, turning to the right. Keep the scissor action in the legs. Keep pulling your heart away from the navel as you twist from the belly, ribs, and chest. Good, come back to the center, bring your hands to the earth, and then we're gonna come up one more time into crescent, holding it here. So finding your balance, focus here, and then gently release your hands to the top of the mat, step back into down dog. And if you want more of a challenge, you can go through that vinyasa flow. So from down dog, you would move forward into plank, otherwise rest in down dog. And you can lower down chaturanga, inhale either cobra or up face, and then exhale down dog, up and back. So everybody meets in down dog. We're gonna do that one more time on the other side. Crescent lunge, left foot up, and find your balance here. All right, so everybody having fun yet? All right, good. So the front knee is over the front heel. Let your back heel float. Square your hips to the front, lift the frontal hip bones. Tail is down. And just keep on working the back leg. It doesn't need to be straight. Just working in that direction. Good, and then reach your arms up. Find your focal point. We're gonna add the movement. Inhale up. Exhale lower. Inhale up. Exhale lower. Keeping lifting the heart. Good, inhale up. Exhale lower. One more, inhale up. Exhale lower and pause, hold, and breathe, focus. So finding that focal point or dristi on the ground, just one spot on the ground, just let your mind focus there, clear and calm. All right, reach your arms around behind you, come float forward, work the core, work the back. Try not to rest your belly on the front leg, pause, hold. You can smile, it won't hurt. That doesn't take up that much more energy. In fact, it makes you feel a little better. Keep breathing, it's just core work. Good, take your right hand down and reach your left arm up, gently twisting. Good. Now, again, try to tuck that left hip in. Good, so the butt wants to scoot out. Take it back in, reach that left arm, stack the shoulders. Feel the sun on your face, how blessed we are to be here. Breathing, nice and deep. Listening to the waves of the water if you want something to focus on besides your breath. Sometimes the breath matches up with the waves. Good, slowly release, and we'll come back up into crescent lunge, holding it here. So that front leg is starting to talk to you. Is it saying hello? Good, we like it. And then gently release back to the top. Step your foot up to meet your left. And we're going to come into chair pose. So reach your arms overhead, sit into the hips. Heart is lifting. Good, let's go little chair, tiny chair, smaller, tinier. Can you get smaller? All right, take a seat. Love it. Take your feet out in front of you for Navasana, boat pose. Now you can come onto your hands or elbows for this little section here to make it easier. Otherwise, we're gonna stay up and do your best. Just stop when you need to stop. Inhale and then exhale, half boat or Ardha Navasana. Inhale up, exhale, stretch it out. Good, inhale up, still smiling. Exhale out, inhale up, exhale out, inhale up. You gotta love it. Exhale out, inhale up. You can do it. Exhale out. Good, then come up, hold, cross your ankles, grab your feet, and just balance. Hold it here, lift your heart, shoulders down, balance and core, and then recross, go the other way. Just take your time, moving with that conscious awareness. So we're practicing awareness on the mat so we can take it off the mat into our everyday. So lift your heart, keep breathing. All right, and gently release. So what we're gonna do is just roll over the feet, bring your hands to the top of the mat, and step back into down dog. Stretch it back. From here, lift your right leg high, and just pause. Take your right knee in towards your nose, hug it in. That's it, kiss your knee if you can. Give yourself a big smooch. All right, take it up, and then now bring it to the right elbow, and we're gonna hold it there for a moment. If you're comfortable with this idea, actually lift your knee 2 inches. Up we go, a little elevator. Now lower 2 inches. Whoa, lift, 2 inches, lower, 2 inches. One more, lift, up, 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 and then down, 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 and back to down dog, release. It's over. Keep breathing. Good. Lift that left leg nice and high. Bring it into your chest. Again, give yourself a little smooch. Good. Lift it nice and high. Stretch it back. And then back, we're going to bring it to the left elbow. So the knee doesn't need to touch. It's in that direction. Now lift it 2 inches. 1, 2. Lower 2 inches. 1, 2. Lift. There you go. You can do it. Lower. Lift, lift, lift. Lower. And one more. Lift, lift, lift. And lower. And then release. Back we go. Down dog. And breathe. Good. From here, let's go ahead and come into warrior one. Step your right foot up. Your back heel is going to set down for this one. So your back heel is on the ground. Toes spin open slightly. Front knee is over the front ankle. Now go ahead and just reach your arms up here. Finding that balance. Good. And then from here, keep lifting the frontal hip bones. And what we're going to do is just spin it open to warrior two. So you might need to adjust the feet. We want heel arch. There we go. And then open your arms. That's it. Perfect. Now watch your front knee so it's over your front heel. Don't let your toes turn in on the front foot. Make sure your front foot's pointing straight ahead. And then just like you're taking a seat into a chair. Good. Now take your tail under. Good. Looking down the front hand. We're just going to do a little flow. So we're going to take and bring the left hand to the left hip. Reach your right arm up. Reverse warrior. Good. And then from here, bring your right elbow to your right thigh, reaching the left arm overhead. Good. And then inhale back up to the top. So we're going to do that again. This time we're going to add a little variation. So bring the right hand, let it hover in front of your navel, and then reach the right arm overhead. Reverse warrior. So you're going back first, backwards. There we go, back. There we go. We got it. Good. So you're working the core a little bit. If that's too much, just bring your hand to your hip. Okay, yeah, you're going backwards. That's it. Good. Now come forward, and if you can, hover without the elbow touching the knee. Hover if you can. I know it's hard to do. Our feet are getting slippery with the sand, but you can do it. Keep breathing. Good. Come back up. Stretch out. Stay in warrior two. So this is when the legs start to shake a little bit, maybe. But then we just watch which comes up for the body and the mind. If you need to straighten, of course, straighten. Good. Now release your hands to the top of the mat and step back, down dog. And then we'll simply switch. So we'll take out the flow for a moment and switch. Just step up into warrior one first. So your front foot is pointing straight ahead. Your hips are going to face forward first, right? And we're just going to get the hips facing forward, reach your arms overhead. Good. Breathing, tail under, heart lifting. Good. Front knee is right over the front heel. And then we'll open it up. So you might have to heel toe the feet in a little bit so the heel arch lines up. Good. Hold it here. Sink into the hips if you can. Start out by just bringing your right hand to your right hip. Reach your left arm overhead, up and back. Reverse warrior. Relax your shoulders. Try to let the right shoulder relax as you reach the left arm. Breathing in that grace. Keep focusing on the breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Keep following the breath. Now let's come up. Open the arms. Bring the elbow, the left elbow to the left knee or thigh and reach the right arm up. Open it up. Keep breathing. Sink. Hold the legs. That's it. Feel both sides of the waist even and long. And let's come back up. Warrior two. Now we'll add that little core vinyasa. But if you want to bring the hand to the hip, you can. Otherwise, let it float out in front of the navel. Keep squeezing the back leg strong. Trying to lift the back arch. Like some happy little ants want to crawl right under your foot and stay there and have a party. So lift that back arch. Good. Now come forward. Hover over the front leg if you can. Breathe. Come back up, warrior two. That's it, the final run. You can do it. Just breathe through it. Follow your breath. Belly, ribs, and chest. Listen to the relaxing sounds of the waves, and then gently release. Hands to the top. Step back, down dog. Good. If you're getting tired at any time, you can rest in child's pose. So spreading the fingers wide. Keep following the breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Try to flatten those hands out. Make them nice and big. Spreading the fingers wide. Feel the shoulder blades strong, firming into the back. Good. That's it. You got it. From here, look at your hands and step both feet up right between the hands. And we'll come into chair pose. Whoops. While you're stuck. There we go. Reach your arms overhead. Good. Now we're going to add another element of balance. So make sure you have your focal point and just go layer by layer. Do what you can today. So we're going to pick up the right heel. Just the right heel for now. Toes stay on the ground. Just the heel. So we kind of feel like, that Karate Kid movie, right? Here we are. We're going to go deeper. All right, so you can pick up the right toes too. Now we're going deeper. Find your focal point. Keep breathing. All right, from here, the next step would be to pick it up a little higher and bring the ankle over the knee, just like we've been doing with all those hip openers. Now focus. Slowly start to come forward if you choose. You do not need to. Okay, if you can come forward, bring your hands to your heart and pause and balance. Just sink into the hips. Now the left hip's going to keep wanting to pop out. Draw the left hip in, right knee open. Hands to the heart. Pause. We're not going to stay here that long. Just breathe. Good. And then slowly come up and out. Release. Good. That wasn't so bad. So let's try it again. Inhale. Chair pose. Right here. Take a seat. Good. That. Feel the legs strong. Now take your tail under. Draw your lower ribs in. So this could also be called fierce pose. So feel the strength here. Lightning bolt. It's also called lightning bolt. So it's not just wimpy little chair pose. We're fierce pose here. Let's go with fierce. Pick up your left heel first. Just start out here. So you start to feel your quads shaking. That's okay. Just say hello to your quads. Lift up your left heel. Good. And then you can pick up the knee. Go a little deeper. Ankle over knee. You bring your hands to your heart and start to fold into this. Go as low as you comfortably can. So you can just hold the pose. You don't have to force the pose. Keep drawing the right hip in, left knee open. So what happens is the right hip wants to pop out. Keep drawing it back. Left knee open. Keep breathing. Good. And then we'll slowly come up. And release. Hands to the heart. Good. Inhaling and exhaling. So let's go ahead and come back to the top of your mat. Well, you already are. All right, so go ahead and reach your arms overhead. Big inhale. Exhale. Forward fold all the way down. Nose towards the knees. Inhale. Lift your heart to a flat back. Good. And from here, we'll go ahead and bring both hands to the earth. Step back into plank position. Hold it here. Hold it here. Nice and strong. Find your pigeon leg. So bring the right ankle above the left knee. There you go. You can do it. And then release and try the other side. And go right to down dog. Everybody back. Holding down dog. Keep the breath flowing and lift that right leg as high as you can. Nice and high. Start to walk the hands back and clasp, or just go ahead and just bring your nose towards your knee on the left leg. If you're feeling more balanced, bring your left hand to your left ankle and clasp. Draw yourself in a little deeper. Keep focusing on that 3-part breath. Lots of space to breathe. Take it easy, do your best. And then we'll slowly come back out. Walk back to down dog. Good. And then switch. Lift the left leg. Nice and high. Keep the balance in the hips. Good. From here, walk the hands back to the right foot. Keep breathing, nose towards the knees. Clasp, draw yourself in, a little deeper, lift that left leg. Good, gently release, walk your hands back to down dog. Good, come forward, plank position. That's it, keep the breath flowing here, nice and strong. From here, we're going to go ahead and just come onto our, drop to your knees, come onto your forearms. We're gonna work the core just a little bit here. So you can stay on your knees if you'd like, otherwise pick your knees up. And we're gonna roll to the, drop the right hip down. Good, come back center, drop the left hip down. Good, come back center, right hip. Good, center, left hip. Come back center, right hip. Good, up, left, and up. Good, and then we'll come back to our hands. Hold it here, keep breathing. And then right into down dog, up and back. So down dog becomes a favorite resting place for everyone. Inhaling and exhaling. Let your head and neck relax. Let your mind stay clear. Spread your fingers nice and big. There you go, let your head drop down. That's it, good. Back we go, good. How's that feeling, okay? I'm gonna bring your head back, or let your head hang for a moment, then we'll go back. That's it, right there. Come forward just for a moment. There we go. And now I'm going to open up your shoulders. There you go. Now press back, keeping that open. Does that feel okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. From here, let's go ahead and step both feet up between the hands. And we're going to come back into chair pose. So reach your arms overhead. So this time we're going to go a little deeper if possible. So we're going to take and pick up the right foot right off the bat, right away. Good. And then bring it over the ankle, or ankle over knee. Good. So now watch, this left hip wants to pop out, drop back. There you go, level off. And now start to sink, and sink, and sink. This time, see if out here, like you're in a tiny little race car. Good. And yeah, that's it. You're just driving along. Watch out for fingers. And then come up. All right, come all the way up and release. And then try the other side. All right? So, chair pose. Arms reach. Go ahead. Take a seat. Go lower. That's it. Pick up that opposite foot. Left foot off. There you go. Cross the ankle. Yes. Start to lower. That's it. You can do it. Grab onto the steering wheel. Get in a little deeper. You got lots of focus. You love this race car driving. Sink a little deeper. There you go. And then inhale. Come all the way up. Big reach. And release. So the next step would be to bring our hands to the ground. So if you're up for that, we're going to do that, okay? Let's go ahead. Reach your arms overhead. Take the seat. Good. Have a seat right here. Take your right foot off the ground again. Ankle over knee. Good. Start to come forward, 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 forward. Now if your hands can come to the ground, do that. So remember all these chaturangas we've been doing and working with the core. Now you get to utilize it if your hands are on the ground. So you might have to bend your left knee to get your hands flat on the ground. If they're not, don't worry about it. We're just going to give a little, I'm going to turn to the side, and this would be a nice deep stretch as you go a little lower, palms press flat, and it turns into flying pigeon. All right, so you're going to go ahead and bring your hands to the ground flat. Your right elbow, or right knee is on your elbow, and you're going to start to hook. You just keep drawing that right foot up into your armpit and look forward, balance, use your core, and then eventually the left foot will come off the ground. Good, and then you can start to extend and hold, and then come back, and then release. Right, so it's all for fun. Just enjoy. I know, it seems quite ridiculous. All right, so if it seems ridiculous, just have fun watching, and maybe another day. All right, and then slowly come up. Everybody come up, reach up. Ah. And release. Good. So we have to try the other side. So let's go ahead. Chair pose. Arms reach up. Take the foot off the ground. Pick it up. You can do it. Ankle over knee. That's it. Take a seat. Take a seat. Take a seat. There we go. You can stop here. That's fine. If you can bring your hands to the ground, you will. And what you're doing is snuggling that foot up high into the armpit. Snuggle, snuggle, snuggle. Left knee is as high up on the left armpit as it can be. And then it starts to work on the balance of those chaturanga arms. They have to be that strong tricep squeezing in. Look forward to balance the weight of the head with the weight of your butt. There you go. And then you can give it a whirl. Pick up the back foot and you start to push the back foot away and then gently come in when you're ready. Or stay for a while, whatever you'd like. And when you're ready, come up. Everybody come up. Big inhale. Exhale. It's over. Come down. All right, so let's go ahead and start back up like that never happened. At the top of the mat. Hands. Start with your feet. Again, big toes can touch. Or feet hip width apart, whatever you're comfortable with. Inhale. Big inhale, like you're just breathe in that sunshine. Exhale, forward fold, swan dive down. Nose towards the knees. Good, just don't worry about getting the legs straight. Just keep breathing. Inhale, lift your heart to a flat back. And then from here, step both feet back, plank position. Hold it here, keep the breath flowing. Good, from here, we're just gonna see about taking us into a side plank. So looking at your right hand, you're just gonna step the left foot in front of the left hip, your right shoulder is over your right knee. And you're in a nice little side plank. Working that upper body strength once again. So the left foot is out in front of the right hip. There you go. And lift. Now if you want more of a challenge, you do both legs straight. Okay? Either way, what we're gonna do is drop the hips down 2 inches, 1, 2, then lift 2 inches, 1, 2. Good. Lower, 1, 2. Pick up, 1, 2. That's it, lower, 1, 2. Pick up, 1, 2. One more time, lower. And pick up and hold. Lift your hips as high as you can. Big, beautiful arc. And then release. Try the other side. So you can go ahead and just step the right foot out in front of your left hip, reaching the right arm to the sky. You can say sky today because we're outside. Lift. You can add the full side plank. Holding it here, now adding a little bit of a core addition. So lower 2 inches, lift 2 inches. Lower, 1, 2, lift, 1, 2, lower, 1, 2, lift. Lower, and lift and hold. And then gently release, come back. Lower yourself all the way to the ground and take a break. Good. All right. How you guys doing? Good. All right. So go ahead and we're going to just bring our arms out in front of us for Sphinx pose. So that means your elbows are going to be a little bit in front of your shoulders. Good. Now point your toes so all 10 toes still touch the ground. And then go ahead and pull your heart forward. Good. Squeeze your thighs. Press your palms flat. I know you're in the sand, but now you're gonna have to dig in. So just be like a little kid. It feels good, right? Spread your fingers wide. And then if you can, you're gonna try to lift your elbows just an inch or so and pull the heart through. Try not to let yourself collapse in the shoulders. Take the heads of your shoulders back. Good, breathe here. Keep your feet grounded, lift your heart. So you're squeezing and massaging the back body, the kidneys, giving them a nice rinse, and then gently release. Good, just come down and rest. All right, first rest of the class. Take a break. So from your rest, slowly come up now, and we're just gonna keep the forehead on the mat, reach your arms out now like a T. Good, and then from here, go ahead and squeeze your thighs, engage the legs. Pick up your navel, all right? So pick it up like there's a little ice cube under there and you don't want your belly button to touch. Pick it up. Keep lengthening your tail away and then lift your heart. Hold it here. Try not to lift your chin so much because it pinches off the back of the neck. So just keep your chin in. There you go. From here, you can lift the legs if you choose. So you go step by step, layer by layer. Just see what works for your body. Just honoring the body, listening to it, loving it. We're nurturing. We're not trying to break down. We're revitalizing. All right, so from here you can bend the knees if that's appropriate. Lift up. So, just like you jumped out of an airplane, bend your elbows, cactus arms, lift. There you go. Anybody jump out of airplane here? Nope, no airplane jumpers, me either. Keep breathing. And then if you choose, you can reach back for your ankles and come in just a little deeper, picking it up, picking up the knees. Let the head and neck relax and breathe. Keep focusing on the breath, massaging the internal organs. Work on bringing the knees from going wide, bring them in a little closer. There you go. And then gently come down and rest. Turn your head in the opposite direction, even if it's facing the sun. Rest. From here, let's go ahead and push into our hands. Everybody come up, not too long a rest. Come up and go right to down dog, up and back. And breathe. From here, let's go ahead and drop to our knees, walk them right through, and bring your legs out front. We're just gonna work a little bridge with the pigeon leg again. So, lay onto your back. Yeah, we're all gonna need a shower after this. All right, so lay onto your back. All right. And then we'll just start out nice and slow. Place your palms flat into the earth. All right. And you stay here. Keep breathing. Walk your heels in. Good. So your fingertips can touch your heels if possible. Your feet are hip width apart. There you go. Now from here, you're just going to go ahead and slowly lift your hips and lengthen your knees away from you. Good. Bridging up. So bridge up. Feel the heart open. Take your chin in just a little bit. Good. And then from here, you can walk the shoulders under and clasp the hands behind you, interlacing your fingers. And then use the press of the arms to open your heart a little more. Now breathe here. We're just going to warm it up here. Keep the big toes pressing down a little bit. There you go. Lengthen your knees away from you. Good. So if I press, or I bring my hands, you want to press your knees into my hands and lift your hips. There you go. That's it. Inhaling and exhaling. Knees into hands. Now push. Well, you're way up. All right. There you go. You're already good. Inhaling. That's it. Your knees are good. How you doing here? She's great. You're doing. All right. Keep your knees in just a little bit. There you go. Now lift your heart. Push your knees into my hands. There you go. And then from here, let's slowly come back. Release. Everybody come down. Take your arms out, hands out, lower the hips. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Good. And let's bridge up one more time. One more time. So walk the heels in, fingertips touch. Good. Walk the hands under. Good. Now bring your feet together a little closer left and right. Then bring your right ankle over your left knee again for pigeon. There you go. Right ankle over left knee. And then lift and scoop again. Feel that right knee open up if you can. There you go. And keep lifting the hips a little harder. A little more weight to carry, but you can do it. I have faith in you. Breathe. And switch. Other side. Keep the breath flowing. Inhaling and exhaling. Lifting up. That's it. Scoop it up. Open it up. Using the press of the hands to lift the hips a little higher. There you go. Knee drops open. Still 3-part breath. Smiling. That always helps. All right. And then gently release and lower. Everything comes down. Uncross. Take your feet as wide as the mat for a moment, just as wide, but your knees are still bent. Good. And then just what we're going to do is just windshield wiper our knees back and forth. Yeah, we've done that one. Good. Back and forth. And pause in the middle. Take your right knee into your chest. Good. Hug it in nice and close, and take your left leg, if appropriate, extend your left leg so it's on or off the ground. Keep hugging your right knee in. Now we'll go layer by layer. If you'd like, we're turning into a little hip opener. Take your left hand, clasp your right foot, turn the right knee open. Yep, you're gonna open it up, hug your right foot towards you, opening up the hips. That's it. Keep breathing. Now if you want to go a little deeper, you can go into what we call a forklift. You would take your right arm under the right calf muscle, left arm under, and forklift. Try to lay back again if you can. So if that's not appropriate for your body, just stay in the first layer. The first position is good. Just be easy about it all. Keep the breath flowing. Inhale, exhale. You shouldn't feel anything in your knees. If you do, you just went a little too far. Just back up a little bit. Relax your shoulders. Try to let your shoulders relax away from the ears. And then gently release. Let's switch. Just hug your left knee in first. Hug it in nice and close. Feel that gentle release on your low back. You can extend the right leg. You can go layer by layer. You can stay in that first position or extend the right leg on or off the ground. Feet are flexed. If you'd like to add the hip opener, take your right hand, clasp your left foot, turn your left knee open, flex the feet. That's it. Both legs are strong. You can add that forklift variation. You bring your left arm under the left calf, right arm under. It's closer to the ankle. Looks like a little forklift. Good. And then hug it in and see if you can let your head rest back again. So if it feels very uncomfortable, just back up a notch or two, especially if you notice you can't breathe. That's always a good sign to back up a little bit and keep the breath. The breath is foremost. The movement is secondary. Good, and then gently release. And just bring your knees into your chest. Good, circle out your ankles. And circle the other way. And then from here, we're going to go back into the right side. We're going to work a little bit of the core, but the same thing with the hip opener. Turn your right knee open. Yep. Hug your right foot towards you. Extend the left leg. Bring your right hand behind your head. Good. And then we're just going to roll up and down. So it's up and down and up. Good. And down. Left foot stays off the ground if you can. Up and down. Now, if you would like to, you can bring the left leg to the sky. Pick up the hips as well. Roll up and back and up and back. Try not to let the right ankle roll. Up and back. And it's up and back and up. And then gently release. Let's just try the other side. First, hug the left knee in. Right hand clasping the left foot. Turn your left knee gently open. So bring the opposite hand behind the head. Extend the right leg. Start here. We go up. So curl up. Bring the navel back. Coil up and back. That's it. And up and back and up and back. And again, you can add the leg to the sky if you'd like. Working just a little bit of that tiny lift when you come up. Remember that first lift we had? And keep the leg up. Yep, that's up and back. Just do your best. Inhaling and exhaling. Coil up. Bringing the navel back. Every time you come up, lift the hips a tiny bit, engaging the lower abdominal area. Good, and then gently release. And bring your knees to your chest. Good, and then from here, let's go ahead and roll up, and we'll take a seat. All right, so here we are. Take a seat. We're going to bring both feet out front for a moment. Good. And then from here, we'll go ahead and start with ourselves in staff pose. All right, so go ahead and just bring your hands flat alongside, right underneath your shoulders, and then press out through the heels so your heels come right off the ground almost. Squeeze the legs and take your shoulders back. Just see if you can press into the hands here. Good. Keep breathing. Hold it here. Okay, so here we are, sitting nice and tall. Now go ahead and just bring the right foot in, set it inside the left leg. Sitting again, stay nice and tall. Reach your arms up overhead. And then exhale, lengthen, folding gently out over the left leg. And just keep that foot flexed. Now try not to round and hunch. So back it up just a few inches. Everyone, just back it up. Now take the shoulder heads back and heart through. And now come forward, keeping all that length. Keep pressing out through the heel, toes back. And just start to fold and rest. Stop where you get the first sensation. So in yoga we call it sensation, not pain. So breathe, and then the breath will take you in deeper. So slow your breathing down. If you hold your breath, you're going to tighten up more. So breathe through that and just relax out over the left leg. You can clasp the foot, the ankle, the shin, wherever you're comfortable, and breathe. So we just keep focusing on that breath from the belly, ribs, and chest. Don't close it off. Keep it flowing. Take your chin in just slightly. There you go. Back of the neck is long. Squeezing the left leg. Just be gentle. You want to be able to walk off the beach today. Be easy about it. And then we'll slowly come up. Big inhale. Good. And then we're going to exhale, twist to the right. So left hand, right knee. And right hand behind you, sitting tall, turning from the belly, ribs, and chest. Again, stay tall. Focus on the breath. Keep the left leg strong. And just enjoy this gentle massage. Good. Inhale, come all the way up. And then exhale, release. And then try the other side. All right? So bend the left knee. Set it inside the left foot. The right leg. Right leg. That's it. Left foot, right leg. We got it. Okay, flexing the right toes up. You can even just take and roll the inner thigh outward. So you can just take the flesh and roll it outward. Yep, so it helps you to just stay a little taller. And then again, inhale, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, fold. And just pause where you get the first sensation. Take your hands down wherever they're reaching comfortably at first. Then you can go deeper. So you can just let the breath in, allow you in the rest of the way. So there's nothing to force, nowhere to get to. Try to let go of how you think you should look. Just relax. Forward folds are soothing to the nervous system. So let your mind rest and just focus on the slow breaths or listen to the waves. Come in and out. You can just match your breath up with that if you'd like. One side is probably a little tighter than the other. That's perfectly normal. Just breathe. Keep the toes up. Good. Let's inhale. Come all the way up. Big reach. Exhale, release. Good. Now we'll bring the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana or cobblers or butterfly, all kinds of fun names for this one. So pressing the soles of the feet together, knees drop open, clasp the hands to the feet, and then gently with your shoulders back, so your heart leads the way. So we get out of the head and let the heart lead us there. So we gently come forward. And start to just release the knees open. You can press the soles of the feet together. The feet actually start to open up like a book. So yeah, it might be kind of a stiff old book right now, but just let it, or maybe like a brand new book with tight bindings. Try not to shove your shoulders up to your ears. Let's just take the shoulders down, the shoulder blades down the back, and then just keep dropping in gently. without forcing. And don't worry if you don't want to, if your head doesn't touch the ground, because there's really, you don't really want your face probably in the sand anyway, so you're good. It's all good. And then with an inhale, let's come all the way up. Good. And then lay onto your back. We're just going to end with a few twists. So go lay onto your back, bend your knees. Good. And keep your feet together. Good. And then reach your arms out like a T. And go ahead and just let your knees drop. So your knees are together, your feet are together. Just let them go right. So, yep, let everything go right. Keep your shoulders on the ground if you can. Good. Now let the breath go deep into the belly, expanding the breath there, belly, ribs, chest. So you're squeezing and rinsing out the toxins. So allow the breath to go deep into the belly. All the way up, belly, ribs, chest. Now take the knees up with an inhale, and then exhale, go right over to the other side, over to the left. So letting the body unwind, bringing your spine back to neutral. Just enjoy this blessed moment. It's just perfect, just as it is. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, it's just right. Just keep the breath flowing. Come all the way up. We're just going to do one more variation on the twist. Bring the right knee over the left. So you're crossing right over left. And then let your knees go to the left. Keep focusing on the breath. If you want to make this more of a challenge, you would just kick out that top leg and your left hand would clasp the foot. But if that's not very relaxing for you, then just stay with the knees crossed. That's fine. Keep your right shoulder on the ground. Let's inhale, come up. We're not going to stay there long. We're going to bring the left over the right. Same thing, going to the right. And you can kick out the top leg if that seems like a good idea. All right? So just let your knees go all the way right. There you go. Let them relax. Try to just keep your shoulders on the ground. Lots of space for your breath. Belly, ribs, chest. And then we'll come up, and then moving into reclined cobblers, bring the soles of your feet together, let your knees drop open, bring your hands to your belly, and just focus on your breath going a little slower now. There we go. Hands at the belly, slow it all down, moving into final relaxation. Nice and easy, feel the jaw relax, the shoulders relax. You've done the work, you've done your part. Just simply showing up here today was the first step. Slow it down now. If you'd like to straighten your legs for Shavasana, you can do that. Or you can stay here, whatever you'd like. So moving into that final resting position. Wherever you'd like to stay, and just allow it to be quiet, easy breath. So you don't have to do any special breathing. Just let it be natural, like the breath of a baby. If you ever watched a baby breathe, you just see the belly rise and fall. Very easy. Nothing else you need to do now. Know where you need to be in the next few minutes. Just allow yourself to surrender to your breath. Let no breath go unnoticed. You can stay here as long as you'd like, or if you'd like, listening to the sound of the bell will slowly start to awaken. Deepening the breath, wiggle the toes and the fingers. Again, you can stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like, or gently come up as you roll off to the right, bending the knees. Taking a seat and just noticing how you feel, noticing your breath, noticing that you might be smiling. Maybe you're sitting a little taller than you did when you walked in. And thank yourself for coming. Namaste. Thanks, guys. Woohoo! You did it. Yay!